So yesterday we did elimination. If we were doing elimination for this one, which is what I would do, you would add the two equations together and the y's would bite the dust. And then you would have 6x equals -3 and x equals -1/2. And I think we did this one yesterday. But we're going to do this one by substitution. So what you're going to find is a variable with a coefficient of 1, or -1 would be the next best thing. I see one of each. I see a plain y down in the second equation, and I see a -y at the top, right? I'm going to deal with the -y because it's a little harder, so if you have this, you'll know what to do. But the way to go on this one would be to leave the plain y on the second equation alone, okay? So if we leave this y alone, I have -y equals -2x minus 5, because I moved the 2x to the other side. But now I have to leave the y completely alone. So we have y equals positive 2x plus 5. Does everybody understand that? And we're going to put a blanket around them, which is parentheses. And that is what y equals in the first equation. So we've used the first equation. When you're solving a system of equations by substitution, you have to make sure you use both equations. Otherwise, you're not going to be solving it. So if we know that y equals 2x plus 5 in the first equation, we can simply go to the second equation. Oh, there's a y, and put in 2x plus 5 for the y. And then let the math take you there. You would have 4x plus 2x plus 5 equals 2. 6x equals -3. When you move the 5 over here as a negative. And x equals -1/2. If you put in -3 over 6, you get -1/2. So here, which variable and in which equation is all by itself? Like, doesn't have a coefficient. The y in the first equation, this one right here, right? Yeah. So we're going to make him y equals, and what is that? Somebody else. Y equals what when you move the 2x? It's -2x plus 6 because you're moving him across the bridge, right? When you move the 2x across, it's negative. Don't forget to change your signs. So now y equals this mess, and anywhere I see y in the second equation, I can put that mess in. So you have a -2, and there's a y, so we're going to put in -2x plus 6 equals 16. Does everybody understand what I did? I substituted that mess in for y, which makes it uglier for a second, but if you notice, now there's only x's in that equation. And you can find the x. So you have 3x plus 4x minus 12 equals 16. That's 7x equals 28. So x equals 4. Now how do I find the y? You plug it in. So now we have 2 times 4 plus y equals 6. 8 plus y equals 6, and y equals -2. So my answer is 4, -2. I want everybody to get out your calculator, your computers, computers. All right, so now we left the r alone as 3s plus 4, and we plugged it in the other equation for r. So we have 9s plus 12 minus 2s equals 1, and we get 7s equals -11, so -11/7, and then we go ahead and plug that in here and find the s, okay? So it's the same thing. You're doing the same thing over and over and over again.